Hi there, welcome to FMCG by Alex. My name is Alex, and today I would like to discuss with you field sales team productivity, how to get the most out of your team. So, when you send out your salespeople, you need to take into account mapping and routing. That is, which retail outlets they are visiting, how far they are apart, what is the type of the retail outlets, and basically how many in a day you need them to visit. So the typical for FMCG, typically you do between 12 and 30 outlets. It depends a little bit on the type of outlet. Say modern trade in a developing country will take longer, so you have less outlets that you are visiting because you spend more time in the outlet. And the second thing is basically specialist outlets. So there are outlets that really need to make you wait. You need to queue, you need to wait in line, etc. So that can take more time inside the outlet. So to try and optimize the route for every single salesperson is not possible. So you have maybe five salespeople going out in one city. If you optimize the route for one, the others' routes will not be optimized. So you will never have a complete set of optimized routes. It's just more logical that someone doesn't go from outlet A in the west of the city to outlet B in the east and then back to the west for outlet C again. So that's as good as it gets. Mapping and routing is very important to do. You need to basically scout the outlets. So new outlets need to be added to your database, need to be plotted on the map, and you need to include them in the route. So one of the defining factors is time spent with clients. So effective call targets differ per type of client, meaning what do they do in each type of client store. So each outlet has a different profile. You means that the salesman has to do different things inside the outlet. That can be, let's say, waiting in line to speak to a specific buyer, specific decision maker, or maybe they need to merchandise, maybe they need to check in the back to see how much stock is left in the stock room, how much stock is on the shelf, rearrange something, kick out the competitor, rearrange the shelves themselves. Basically, there are various reasons why things can take longer or shorter. So keep in mind time spent in the store plus travel time, which is actually how you define your call schedule. Being a salesperson, that means you wait your turn. The customers in the store, so for small stores, roadside stores, you always need to make sure that you have enough time to wait for the owner or the decision maker to arrive, to have time for you. In some cases, that is for traditional trade routes, that you have smaller outlets basically that you visit. Let's say you have 30, 40 outlets in a day that someone visits, and maybe in five or six of them there is no decision maker at that particular time because you come on the wrong day or something happened. They need to go to the hospital, they need to go buying other products at a wholesaler, something like that. So that can be the reason why you have to wait your turn, or in some cases skip a visit, and then they basically need to include it into the later route, or you basically skip a cycle, which means in the next 2 weeks you don't come to that same outlet. When you send out your people to fight, give them the bullets to win the war. So that means periodic training, rinse and repeat. So you need to constantly repeat it every single time because you have maybe new people coming into your sales team. Some of the product knowledge might be updated or simply forgotten. Funny thing is that one of my friends said it probably works for 5 minutes, and as soon as people leave the room, the knowledge is gone from their head already. Now, yeah, that's basically the reason that you need to repeat and repeat and repeat. Don't overdo it, but find the right frequency. Then ensure all product knowledge is complete and available to the sales team to share with prospects, which basically means, do they have a catalog? Do they have all the product knowledge? Do they understand also the product knowledge that they need to present to the client? And last but not least, selling in and out support. So when you go to an outlet, what is the incentive for the outlet to buy from you? So the selling in, meaning you sell the product into the outlet so that they stock it. That needs to be promoted with a trade promo, or needs to be helped along with a trade promo. So just to say, put this on the shelf, this is at full price. Maybe for the first time to open the new outlet, you need to have a selling in promotion basically. And sometimes, when you need to push sales, selling in, meaning more stock on the shelves, that can mean bigger sales, more stock carrying capacity. Selling out support is actually the consumer. The consumer promotions that you need to line up in order to get the product flying off the shelf, meaning everybody's happy, the salesman is happy, the principal is happy, and also the retailer is happy. This can be consumer promo, can be bundling, can be anything, can be temporary price reduction as well that they give to the consumer. Usually these things are combined. So when you are selling in, you also need to make sure you sell out, because otherwise you're just piling up stock. And the retailer will say, "Oh, thank you very much for this discount, but I'm not passing it on to the consumer." So in order to make sure that the product also moves out of the store as quickly as you put it in, make sure you have selling out support in the form of a promotion. Another important aspect of an effective sales team is motivation. So no child in the world says in primary school already, "I want to be a salesman." At least very few, if any. The issue is that it's not a career choice. So in the end, most people study to do something else or be something else. They had dreams about something else and they end up in sales. Then hearing no all day is not nice, meaning rejection. Rejection has to be the fuel of your passion when you are in sales. So every day you have people who don't want to buy something from you, people who are not there, or don't want to even give you the time of day. So this is something that can be a real down moment for motivation. You can really lose your motivation as a salesman. So keep in mind, already shaky, sometimes it's not a career that people are doing for a very long time. Yeah? In the West, it's a bit different than in Asia, for example. Asia, you have a lot of turnover of salespeople. In the West, maybe less. It's a different sort of profile, basically, we have here. The issue with that is that if you keep in mind that it's not their choice to become a salesman, it's usually, I don't have any other options, then hearing no all day, meaning it's very tough to actually sell something and therefore also very tough to make your incentive. Salespeople have, namely, apart from a basic salary, they also get an incentive based on, do you achieve a sales target or not? Now, if it's too hard, meaning, if you get too much rejection, it's a bad day for you, that can be a real downer for motivation. Then, last but not least, I think rewards and recognition is very important for salespeople. You need to once in a while celebrate successes. You need to give them something extra. You need to do contests. You need to do, certain promotions, basically, to make your sales team feel better. Rewards and recognition. Usually, rewards means monetary. Recognition, that is, pat on the back and a prize, or, like I said, here is a big prize basically for the best salesman. I used to run this quite a lot in the past. So when I was basically my first company in FMCG, I did a lot of this per month. So every month we would pick out the best performers. We would celebrate it with cake with the team. We would give them a certificate and a photograph at some point to, with the shaking hands, and you give them the prize and all those things. And at the end of the year, there was some sort of monetary reward attached to it, which, I would pay basically from my own pocket, obviously. But I mean, the idea is, people have a little bit of a sweetener, like it's just, this little bit extra, like to appreciation from your boss that you are doing a good job. So that's very important. Recognition, I think, is, apart from money, just a pat on the back and saying well done once in a while. That already goes a very long way. Then we get to the importance of data. So you need to really analyze your results daily. Now, why is this so important? Because if you analyze it daily, you see also daily what goes wrong and where there are points of interest. So you look at which outlets are performing, which outlets are not performing, which salespeople have trouble to sell the product into the stores, which stores are not performing basically because the sales are not there, the selling in is not there, then usually the selling out is also blocked. So that can actually identify a bigger problem. Now, as soon as you analyze these daily results, you can join visit, or your team can join visit. You have a management team usually to do this. They join visit to identify the root cause of a problem, because only then you can find out, hey, I walk a mile in someone's shoes. How do they feel? That is what salespeople actually are really appreciating as well, meaning from the previous slide, motivation. Yeah, this is something that, hey, the boss is coming down, uh, goes with me to a store and sees my problem, really understands what I'm going through. And yeah, that is actually the thing that goes a long way. Apart from that, of course, yeah, you can tweak a lot of the problems that you can find solutions for the problems that you encounter into the store. In this day and age, you need to really leave it to technology to do the heavy lifting for you. I've worked with a couple of solutions, but one that really shines for me basically is Bizom. Bizom is a field marketing tool basically that we used to map and route our merchandisers, the people who are doing the heavy lifting in the stores. These guys are originally from India. It's a very innovative startup basically, and they have a lot more than this inventory management. They have various other systems that I will probably highlight in some future videos. And Innovata is a company I'm personally involved in. I'm a shareholder of the company as well. Basically, this is a supply chain management solution. They are having an algorithm. They developed an algorithm to predict traditional trade store ordering patterns. So, in order to make sure that something is on the shelf when demand is there, that's what it reads into it. It's a lot of more to it, but this is basically how, as an example for two very innovative technology companies that I would like to shamelessly plug here in this video. They're not sponsors, by the way, but I just want to highlight it. But technology is a very important thing. So use a CRM system, use your reporting of your team to actually log what is happening in each customer. So it's not only for these field salespeople, but actually also for your key account team. What happened? Now, the issue with that is that it happens too little in Asia. I would say that people are using a CRM system for that. The thing is that if you have people leaving, which, like I said, it happens quite a lot, you don't know what happened in this account before. So, what is agreed? When is the birthday of the buyer? Who is the buyer? Sometimes the buyer even changes. So, in essence, this is for you a way to keep track of, yeah, the red tape or the big picture basically of an account. What happened? How is it developing? Are they a bit cooperative or not? These are things that a good CRM system actually will take care of you for. This is something I really would like to recommend to every single company that is seeing this video at this particular moment. So I'm really keen to leverage technology for sales management basically. As is usual for consultants, we have a bridge towards where you want to be and a framework on what it is I'm actually selling to you guys, what I'm actually advising to you guys in this case. So I emphasize here, build a solid sales team system. So meaning just putting a few people on the road and say, oh, they're not performing. Yeah. Have you looked at yourself? How are you managing these guys? Did you put all the bits and pieces in place for them to perform properly? And the second thing is hire good people. So get rid of the 40% performers. With 40% performers, I mean you have people who are good, you have people who are bad, but in between there is this layer of 40 percenters. 40 percenters are basically people who don't really deserve to be fired, at least objectively, they didn't do anything wrong. They do make mistakes, but they don't have any ideas. They are just, doing the minimum to get through it. Now, seeing with this motivation thing, it's not illogical that there are many of these people actually lingering in companies. So they are lingering inside FMCG companies and distributors where they're just doing enough not to get fired. The problem is you will never get any ideas out of these guys. You will never get anything more than the bare minimum. They will make mistakes. It will cost you money once in a while, but not enough to be fired. So this is the thing that weed out key positions where you have these 40% performers. To have some of these guys in the entry level, of course, it's inevitable. And to have some of these guys in more senior roles, it's also inevitable, I guess. But try and identify and see, if I had a guy who had an 80% performance, or double as good, would that be someone who would do better, who would be actually more valuable for my company? Would that person be someone who has these fresh ideas, looking at how to improve the company. If you're 100% performer, yeah, that's of course someone who is really an awesome ace at his or her job. So that's the thing that I mean with 40% performers. Now, last but not least, manage by analyzing data first. So that is very important. Go by data first. Data doesn't lie, namely, but you see for yourself why in the field. So this is actually very, very important to stress at this stage, that there is a story behind the data, why things are a certain way. If you look at the typical management consulting way of looking at problems, sometimes this is overlooked, so really not understood. There might be a reason for salespeople, which is not a framework solution, but more a solution where you really need to customize it for them. The issue with that is that translating something that is very high level to a very practical bite-sized pieces. That is what salespeople need. Salespeople just need to know what to do. Some people just need to be told what to do and how to do it. Now, that's actually something that you don't get from a like very elusive management consulting system, basically, where salespeople really need to have tangible ways to do their job. If they don't do it well, you need to tell them in very plain, simple English, or plain, simple, whatever language they're speaking, what it is that you expect from them. But you need to understand what they're going through. Why have they got a problem with, selling the way you would like them to sell? So this is actually my last bit of knowledge that I can share with you on this bridge and framework. Thank you for your attention. I run a consulting company for sales and distribution called De Vries Sales Consultancy. You can email me at alex@devriessalesconsultancy.com. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and share if you liked what you saw. Thank you again for your attention, and I'll see you in the next video.